This is a basic floor warm up that's good for any level of ballet dancer to practice before barre. So we'll start in a butterfly position, and you can wiggle your legs up and down like flapping your wings, and then we'll touch nose to toes and hold it there for a bit. Breathe and come up. Flap your butterfly wings again. We're doing a hip opener when we're doing this butterfly position. Nose to toes and come up. Try to feel 2 sit bones evenly on the floor and sit up as tall as you can, growing your spine up towards the ceiling. Continue growing your spine up towards the ceiling as you bend over to the side. With the arm that's pressing down into the floor, try to press up and out of it so that you're supporting your upper body as you're bending sideways. So you're trying to keep your spine really long instead of allowing it to crunch. And then sweep your arms up overhead to go to the other side. You can look down towards the floor, or you can look up towards the ceiling. It's up to you. Next thing we're going to do is a little bit more intense of a hip opener. So you're stacking one shin on top of the other, knee to foot and foot to knee. Your shins might not stack completely like mine do. The goal is more to get 2 sit bones evenly on the ground, and if your top leg cannot fully rest over the bottom leg, that's fine, don't worry about it. So bend side to side and then bend forward. Breathe, and then we'll switch sides. So sit up nice and tall before you bend sideways. Try to keep that length through your spine as you bend to the side. Bending in both directions. 2 arms up overhead as you elongate the spine to bend forward, folding at the hips. So as the stretch deepens, you can try to elongate the spine even further. Now we're going into a thigh and hip flexor stretch. So we're kind of in a mermaid pose here. And we're gonna sweep the arm up overhead to lay on our back. And you'll see there's room between my back and the floor. That's totally fine. You can bend to the side and press forward through your hip for more of a stretch through the hip flexor. Do both sides. I didn't record both sides for some reason. Next, we'll do a simple forward bend here. Really make sure to extend up through the spine as you bend forward at the hips. So you're trying to elongate the spine to get the belly button flat with the thighs. This takes time and practice, so be nice to yourself. Then we can go into a downward dog from there. From our downward dog, we'll come into a plank. You can hold your plank for a minute is a good amount, but you can do a little less if you're just doing a quick warm-up before barre. Really think about keeping that tummy, your belly button, pressing up towards your spine. Long stretched legs, pulling the kneecaps up to activate all of the muscles in the legs. Think about energy pressing out through your heels. Then we're going to rotate to the side. We'll do side planks here. Pressing down through the palm that's on the ground, up and out of your shoulder. Try to keep an ever so slight bend in that elbow so you're not locking the elbow. So your energy is pressing down into the ground through the palm, pressing up and out of your shoulder to really support your torso here in this position. We want to make sure that we're not collapsing into our shoulder, collapsing through our chest, or collapsing through our hips. After you finish that, we'll go into a child's pose. Breathe, and then come out of it, and upward dog. So we're starting with just a small cobra pose here. Keeping the spine really long, belly button pressing in towards the spine. So you can do it a couple times. Try to get a tiny bit higher each time. Even here, think about stretching through the legs and the knees. Really keep that belly button pressing in towards the spine so you are protecting it. Then we'll go into a slight back strengthener. So you'll lift one hand up and over the head, and then you'll lift the other hand up and over the head. My face tells you that this is more difficult. Here we go. 2 arms up and over. Hold it. Try to hold it for like 20 to 30 seconds if you can. 10 seconds is a great start, and you can build on that as you do these. So child's pose to come out of that. Release the spine. Always working in opposition. So we bend one way, then we bend the spine the other way. Last stretch we're going to do is a little bit bigger now that we're a tiny bit more warm. So we'll just do a straddle or a center split, whichever you call it. We're bending to the side. Make sure that your knees are facing up towards the wall. And then you can rotate your chest down towards the floor so that you're bending on a diagonal. Breathe here. Don't force anything too much because we haven't even done barre yet. Then we'll sweep the arm up and over to the other side. Think about keeping the chest flat towards the wall in front of you. So we're never collapsing through the chest. Everything is lifted and supportive. So even while we're stretching, we're still strengthening. It's dynamic stretching. So here we're stretching in the diagonal. Once you've done that, we'll come up, and then we'll spider crawl our fingers out in front of us. Try to get your spine as flat as you can. Breathe here. The knees are facing up towards the ceiling. So once you've come out of that, you can try to scooch forward a little bit, see how much progress you've made. Bonus, if you want to do splits, this is more advanced level, I would say. You'll see on the second side, since retiring from ballet, I had stopped stretching for quite a while, and at the time that I had filmed this video, I had actually no longer had my split. And so you can see I'm really working to get it down. I'm not fighting it. I am breathing through the stretching sensation. And very slowly, I'm lowering towards the ground. And I'm excited about it. All right, so once you've pulled out the bar, you'll probably be in ballet slippers. But you can always do just like a couple more thigh stretches just right before the bar starts. I always do some more forward bends because I have tighter hamstrings. A downward dog never hurt anybody. Really try to keep that tailbone pressing up towards the ceiling as you do that. Clasp your hands behind your back and let them fall over your head in this forward bend position. Also this one where you have 2 hands on the bar and you bend forward and relax the head, relax the chest. Both of those are really good shoulder and chest openers. I have a very tight shoulder and chest, so I like to do those ones as well. You can breathe into one side and the other, give like a slight pull to elongate through the sides of your abs and your shoulder blades. Bending one leg, extending the other, so you're in sort of a half split here. Feels really good on the hamstrings. And then a second position stretch, just to really open up those hips before we begin our pliés.